So today I wanted to talk about what a fall breaker is. If you're new to rats, you might not know what this actually is, so let's discuss it a little. A fall breaker is literally something that's going to catch the rats if they fall off an object in your cage. Rats are really good at climbing up, but they're terrible at climbing down because they don't have very good eyesight. A lot of cages tend to be tall instead of long, and those cages especially need fall breakers to keep the rats safe. Another job of fall breakers is for the rats to be able to land on them as they're falling, breaking their fall. Over here, you'll see a picture of a hand and a measurement tool. What you're going to want to do is measure from the tip of the finger to the base of the palm, using your hand like this in the cage in between objects. If this part of your finger and that part of your wrist is able to touch, it's a close enough gap that your rats are safe. If there's a bigger gap than that, then you need to move things closer together or put things underneath to catch them. So here's a bunch of ideas for fall breakers. Number one is branches. They can be the little wooden dowel branches or big branches. They just need to support the weight of your rat. Number two are IKEA scarf hangers. Please do not buy the other versions that are available on Temu and Amazon and places like that. Those are not safe. You want the IKEA ones. There's a longer TikTok on my channel about it, but the short version is the IKEA ones have plastic rings in the middle, and the outside is made of a washable material. So you can actually wash and dry these in your washing machine and dryer. The ones that you get other places that are cheaper have a metal ring, which sounds good, but oftentimes they're not actually welded. They're just wrapped and then wrapped in paper or in yarn. And neither of those things are a good idea because once they are chewed off, that ring is going to pop open and that metal can gut and impale your animal. Number three, ladders. A lot of places will tell you not to use ladders, but you actually can, and they're really handy. Instead of hanging them like this so that they go from floor to perch, hang them horizontally like this. That will mean that they can catch the rat if they fall, and they take up a narrower amount of space. Some of them, like this little coconut fiber wooden one, are wobbly, so those are extra fun, especially if your rats are younger or dwarves. And then this colorful one is flexible and like has wire in it. Those are great too. Number four are cargo nets. These are going to be rather large, but there's also some small ones made out of thicker cotton rope. You do want it to be a natural fiber. Don't buy anything polyester because that way, if the rats chew it and do get toes or tails caught, the shorter fibers in cotton and jute and sisal and things like that pull away easier and it's less dangerous. Any object you put in your cage can be a danger to your rats, but it really depends on the animals themselves, so you need to watch how they interact with it. These up here that are really big for parrots are usually good. Just check reviews and make sure they don't have a gasoline or petrol smell. Number five, these are those wobbly bird toys. They're like made for birds to like land on and swing on and things like that. There's an orbiter up there. There's some that look kind of like ladders and things. Those are also great fall breakers because you can suspend them at different heights in the cage, in between other things. Excellent choices. Number six are ropes. You'll see these in a lot of naturalistic cages. They come in all kinds of colors. You can get them in different shapes. Short ones for dogs can be tied together with zip ties or pipe cleaners or twine and then fastened to the cage. Longer ones can be made or purchased for parrots. You can also use horse lead ropes, and I've seen some people use dog leashes too, but those are polyester, so they have the same risk as the nets if they're polyester. Hammocks are number seven. A lot of people don't want to use hammocks in a naturalistic cage, but especially the flat ones can make really great fall breakers, and I found my rats would actually like to jump into them like a trampoline. Baskets, number 10. Anything big enough to hold a large sheet of paper is great for a fall breaker. I fasten these with pipe cleaners through those little holes in the basket, and you can also use like shower rings or things like that and suspend it on like twine or chain to make it stay nice and flat, or you can leave them at an angle. Some rats like that too. Don't be afraid to fasten them to the doors either. Number 9 is wine racks. My rats absolutely love these. You can get them in wood or metal. I'll have to put up a picture real quick on how to tell if they're safe or not. Okay, these are good wine racks. You'll note that all of these have smooth edges, even if they're metal. There's no additional decorations attached to them. They're just smooth shapes. These are great for rats and they're wonderful options. I also like all of these because if you notice, there's little bars that go like in between the different sections. So it's not just like a ring hanging in the air. Rats love to climb on those. So these are some unsafe ones. You see all these cute little metal decorations? Those are welded on and they're really sharp. Also check any little spirally edges for sharpness. Use the edge or tip of your finger and press just a little bit on them. If your finger gets cut, even barely, not safe for rats. I just realized I went slightly out of order. Oh well, hopefully that won't bother you. Number 8 are seagrass mats. These do tend to be a little expensive. There are some places where you can buy them at a discount. For where I live, I also can't wash them because the humidity is just too high and they just get moldy. So I don't use these because they're just not practical. But in other parts of the world, they can be a wonderful option and you can get them in all different sizes to fit in your cage. Some people even can cut them and make really cool toys with them in tunnels and things. They're so fun. I wish that I could use them without a mold risk, but it's just not a good idea for me. So those make a great option for fall breakers. Okay, number 11 is bamboo gardening edging. This is more common in different parts of Europe and in Australia, I think. It's not as common in the US. Here it's actually really expensive and it's kind of difficult to find. I have been hunting for it for ages and I recently found some and I just cannot justify the price. It is astronomically high. But if you can find it, you like it, and you don't care about the cost for whatever reason, cool. It's an awesome option. It looks great in a cage and it's on a wire so you can bend it and adjust it to fit in different areas. And it comes in all different lengths as well. Hope this video is helpful for you. Let me know if there's a fall breaker I forgot somehow or didn't mention. That way I can update the infographic.